Hey Scorpio, Amber here, Symbols for Living. Hope you're well. I'm really sorry about the May readings not coming out. It really was not my intentions whatsoever, so I'm as sorry about that as maybe you guys are. Thank you for your patience, and yeah, I just had a lot of technical difficulties. Mercury retrograde decided to really teach me some home truths. Yeah, it had me by the so but I'm glad to be back, and this is your reading. This is a general reading, Scorpio, so it's going to be focusing mainly on work. However, love might come up, but so far love hasn't come up in any major way for these readings, so I am definitely getting that we're getting a focus on work. Maybe love is off the agenda this month for a lot of us, considering that we've had so much excitement with the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde and other things that were happening, especially with Mercury going retrograde in Taurus. That's got to do with our relationship, so yeah, it was busy. But yes, I can see here that you're very focused on success with the Six of Wands here at the centre. We've also got you here with a new beginning, possibly a new job offer, which has left you now having to make a choice as to what job you want to do. Your main focus is success, so you're going to choose the job that you feel is going to give you that feeling of success, maybe where you feel you'll be most recognised. Where you feel it will have a more positive effect on your reputation, on your resume, on how people see you. Yeah, so that will be maybe helping you make your choice. People also see you as the Queen of Wands, so they see you as, whilst being quite nurturing and obviously having a feminine side, you're also quite the go-getter. You know how to get things done, you're an excellent leader. Very organised, very passionate, and are able to get people on board, and also quite emotionally mature, knowing how to see a solution in a problem as well. So yeah, great asset to the team if this is purely pertaining to work. And so people are appreciating you, so you may have been offered this new position because probably a lot to do with the fact that your personality is maybe quite balanced and quite positive and upbeat, and more focused on solutions rather than focused on the problem. So you're like a great problem solver. Interestingly enough, we've got the King of Wands right here, right next to you. So this could be a love reading. This could be, especially with the King of Chalices here, but they've also got the King of Swords as well. So two kings and three kings and one queen. So yeah, maybe there's something more interesting going on here, but maybe that's what the choice is about. But yeah, you see yourself as being very much in control of the situation. You yourself feel like a leader, you yourself feel very successful. You may have started your own business, because these are quite independent people. Yeah, and you can just feel very much in control. In the past here, we've got the Five of Pentacles. So in the past there was some sort of loss, financial loss, or financial change maybe. It could be that you've had to leave something behind to start something new. I don't see it as being that negative though, because everything else in this spread suggests that there's quite a positive progression into your future. However, this does indicate that there was some sort of loss, and we have got the Moon card here as the final outcome, and the King of Chalices here, which also talks more about emotion. So I would say that this loss has kind of left you feeling, again, talking about emotional maturity, is like you may have actually found that through this loss you may have gained quite a lot through having to let this thing go through, having to maybe go through some sort of challenging change in your finances has actually led you to emotional contentment and feeling like you're very much in control. So you may have had to give something up. However, as the final outcome, we've got the Moon card. So you're learning maybe to go with the flow. You may be learning as a Scorpio, as Scorpios do. You may be learning learning about something related to your inner connection with the universe. Learning to go with the flow. Learning to allow your emotions to be king. Realizing that they are excellent motivators for you. And really one of your greatest strengths, possibly. You could be learning that one of your greatest strengths, is your ability to maintain that emotional intelligence and emotional kind of temperance. Even possibly when the whole world is going crazy or there is imbalance. You realize that your forte may be, that's your edge. That's what gives you that edge. That's why people see you as emotionally mature. And this is maybe makes you feel in control. I mean, Scorpios are often talked about as well when described as being able to be very much in control of their emotions, and also to quite like the idea of that, and also control, the element of control, the idea of control in your relationships is quite important to an extent. It may give you security, but it also gives you a sense of power. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. If it works to your advantage and no one really gets hurt, it's not a problem. And it is definitely working to your advantage. You're very powerful right now. And have a lot of influence right now on your environment. You have a lot of influence on the circumstances. And I do believe that if there's a job going or anything like that, you're most likely to get it, if not to be, highly recognized as, or recognized as a highly kind of eligible and very valuable candidate. Yeah, you're definitely leading the way, and you feel that way, like you're taking control of the situation. You're leading the way here. And you're focused on success. You know exactly what you want. There isn't really any confusion here. It's just deciding. However, at the end of the month, you do end up feeling kind of confused. Or maybe it's just that you just feel more in tune with things, because you've got the King of Chalices here. But yeah, ultimately you're having to make a choice. And I believe that it will be like you could be having to start something new, having to leave something behind and start something new. And that's what I think you're fearing, doing the thing that's new. Maybe because you don't know all about it. But I think you're going to do it anyway, because the King of Wands is here. So I think you're going to do it anyway, even if you are a little bit unsure of how it's going to pan out. And I think you're trusting the universe and what it's given you so far, or just trusting and having faith, and knowing that you can handle it as well. And you're going in, and yeah, it will be completely new, and you will be learning new things. We've even got the Knave of Wands here as that overall energy for the month. So learning new skills, you know, very much connected to the King and Queen of Wands. Learning new skills, as I've said, and taking on new challenges. Also being quite self-focused as well. Wanting to develop your own skills, your own ideas. And then we've got the Devil card here, which is interesting. I did get like an element of kind of, you know, yeah, like there is a certain element, and it's not a bad thing at all, but definitely a kind of selfish energy, and it's perfectly fine to be selfish. But there could, and I don't see any warnings around that. So it could be that you're being asked to be more selfish and to think about your own success and to think about how you're being appreciated, you know, and being determined. The Devil card also represents determination. It's ruled by Capricorn. So, you know, if money is your motivator, then so be it. You know, if power is your motivator, then, you know, it is what it is. But you're following your heart, and you know what works for you, and that's what you're kind of going with. And it's working out great, so I would say continue to do that. Any card I haven't mentioned really is the King of Swords. So this is in your subconscious, so you're being quite strategic about this. Very, very strategic. You know exactly, I mean, you could have basically gone for a particular job and strategized it in such a way that, you know, the chances of you getting the job are really high. So you could have made sure you got those qualifications, make sure you went to those seminars, make sure you did that course, you know, make sure you spoke to that person, that you're at that place at that time, and you've just kind of been very, very strategic, and you're being, you know, very successful. There may have been a loss, you may have had to make quite a large investment in something to allow you to kind of take these steps forward, but you do feel more in control now, and you feel like now you have options, and you feel, yeah, like, you know, the Ace of Pentacles also talks about, you know, we earn these aces in our life. They don't just turn up out of the blue. Yeah, they are gifts from God and they are gifts from the universe, but, you know, God recognizes when it's time, or the universe recognizes, or your spirit guides recognize, or your higher self, whatever you want to say, but that thing that works for us behind the scenes and kind of is watching and making sure everything falls into place, knows when it's time. And obviously your time has come and you've earned that. And now you've got the blessing of having two choices and feeling quite successful. But it will be the new thing. You will be, you know, feeling quite uncertain about things and not too sure about how they're going to pan out. But you're focused on success and you're willing to learn. So I think it will be quite positive. Just stay focused on, you know, your goals. Don't lose sight of your goals with the Devil card there. And again, we've got the Seven of Swords here. Again, talking about strategizing, taking the time to think carefully before you make any moves. Then we've got the lovely Ten of Pentacles. So success. And then we've got Seven of Pentacles, which gives you a chance to review. So yeah, it looks like it will get better and better. And yeah, that's basically the reading. I've got my daughters coming in through the door. I can hear them. I'm going to end the reading here, as I think I've pretty much said all that needs to be said for the reading. So good luck. I'm going to come back to you with a second reading for the love spread. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey Scorpio, Amber here. Okay, so this is the love portion of your general monthly spread. Sorry that I couldn't make it a continuously streamed motion picture, but unfortunately just I couldn't. So it's really great to be able to share this reading with you because we've got Twin Flame, True Love, here. Also past life, past love and destiny. So it looks like you're in a long distance relationship, with a long distance card being the crowning card of the reading, and also spiritual advice. So spirit is saying this is going to be a relationship where there will be some amount of separation. It may take some time before you guys can come together. The challenge is the twin flame union, so that is your challenge. It could be that you have to kind of go through quite a lot together or apart before, sorry, I should really say through quite a lot apart before you can come together. However, what brings you together is true love. So that's really, really positive, and probably what we'd all like to see in our love reading. So like, it looks really positive down the center here. And then we've got your energies here as the lessons that you're learning. So you're learning about past love, and your partner or your love interest is learning about family. So it could be that those are the lessons that you're learning in order for you to come together. There may be, your partner might need to learn more about family and mending family relationships, or seeing the value in family. Maybe learning what family is all about, especially with work being here. He sees you as maybe someone who's very focused on their work, and we did have that before, you being quite determined and ambitious this month. So it could be that your partner sees you as, yeah, someone who works a lot, and maybe they're more focused on family, and that could be an issue for you. It could be causing distance. It could be that your work is taking up a lot of your time. There was a slight warning there with the selfish kind of energy coming through. It could be that you're asked to be more open to those kind of connections, those kind of family connections. However, you see your partner as a bit of a wallflower, so it could be that you feel like you're kind of grabbing up life's opportunities by the horns, and you're kind of pushing yourself forward, realizing your ambitions, whereas your partner is more focused on family, and you might see that as quite boring maybe, and not really that adventurous. So that might be causing the distance between you. Family as your partner's challenge is intriguing to me. But yeah, maybe your partner really wants a family, and you might see that as boring. You might see that as, well, actually no, right now what I want to do is focus on my work. Whereas that could be the change that's coming in, that we talked about in the general reading. It could be that you're being offered not necessarily a new role or position, but literally a new life path, with the Ace of Coins showing up in the last spread. And that's why maybe you kind of end on the King of Chalices as this kind of fatherly, more family orientated kind of energy. And yeah, maybe that happens later on in the month. You kind of focus a lot more on the emotional side of things, and get lost a little bit in that, and allow yourself to connect to family members, maybe kind of narrow that distance down. You're learning about past love, which is also interesting. So you're learning maybe about having to let go of past love. I mean, you could be learning that actually a lot of the focus on your work could have been because of a past love. You know, it could have been that maybe something didn't work out, and then you decided to focus on work. Or it could be that you had a lot of financial hardships, and so you discovered a lot of your strength through work. But it looks like these two things could be a kind of a challenge. However, destiny has come in now, and destiny is saying that, if you are being asked to connect more, or maybe do more mundane things, you know, or do more kind of everyday things like connect with your family and hang out with them and things like that, just know that destiny is playing its part here, and it may be time to do that. Just looking at these cards here, true gem, a mature man. So yeah, your partner could be a mature man, could be fair. It could also be you. But yeah, sorry, it was the other way around. So yeah, it's looking quite positive. There's no negative cards here, really. You may just need to learn to let go of the past in order to allow yourself to move on. And you know, if you do feel like your partner's been a wallflower, maybe you may need to introduce them to, you know, the fun that's happening in your life. Maybe they're just a mature person, like maybe they are the mature man. Maybe you're the mature man and, you know, you're working. However, I do see this as being more, or this advice being more towards possibly the woman. You could just feel quite bored with you know, you may be looking for a bit more excitement, maybe. And but I think what's being shown to you here is that the true gem is possibly, you know, in your connections. You know, you are going to find that a lot. So with the twin flame relationship issues that you guys are going through, you're actually going to find a true gem through it. You know, it's like through having to kind of go through this process of learning how to maybe let go of some responsibilities at work and putting maybe more effort into family, friendships and things like that, you're actually going to find that you learn a lot through that, and that's really going to be where your true gem is found. So that's your reading. It was quite short and sweet. I will be back later on in the month with more love spreads. So as long as my technical capability remains, you know, above kill, not on kill, I'll be seeing you in June or later in June with some more love readings. So take very good care of yourself, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you want your own reading, please contact me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. All the information's in the description box below. Take care. Bye.